You ever hear a carousel playing music when no one's around? Ever see a Ferris wheel turn in the dead calm of midnight? There's a place like that, tucked behind a wall of trees, forgotten by the world, and haunted by what refuses to let go. This is the story of a group of friends who thought it would be fun to explore the abandoned Fairbrook Amusement Park. But they didn't just find ghosts. They found something waiting, watching, still performing. Welcome to Terrifying and Unknown. And this is The Haunting of the Abandoned Amusement Park. It was supposed to be a joke. 5 friends, Mason, Layla, June, Carlos, and Theo, were hanging out on the last night of summer break. 23 years old and still chasing thrills like kids. That night, over cheap beers and mosquito bites, Carlos said it first. What if we went to Fairbrook? They all laughed. Because of course they knew about Fairbrook. Every kid within 100 miles had grown up hearing the stories, how the amusement park shut down overnight in 1991 after that kid, Maria Marlowe, vanished during a Halloween carnival. One second she was eating cotton candy, the next, nothing. No trace. Only her balloon was found, drifting along the ride tracks of the Tilt-A-Whirl. The park closed the next day. And since then, they say people see lights flickering behind the rusted gates, hear music playing, sometimes a child's giggle echoing when the wind is still. So, of course, they went. They slipped through a hole in the chain-link fence around 11:30 p.m. The night air was thick, and the air carried that heavy scent of mildew, motor oil, and something sweeter, like decaying cotton candy. The entrance still had its grand arch, though faded. Letters once lit in neon now hung crooked and rusted. They moved like kids in a haunted house, half laughing, half scared. June had her phone out, filming it all for TikTok. Layla whispered about the clown statue near the old popcorn stand, said it looked like its eyes followed her. Mason rolled his eyes. Just reflections, he said. Then came the carousel. And that's when the laughter stopped. The carousel was spinning, slowly, groaning and jerking. No electricity, no one near it, just moving. The music, tinny and out of tune, creaked out of its ancient speakers. Calliope notes warped by time. Carlos muttered, "Nah, nope, I'm out." But the others stayed, mesmerized, because in the middle of the ride, on a black, broken horse, sat a little girl. She wore a white dress, dirtied and old. Her eyes were too wide, too still. She didn't speak, didn't move, just sat there, carousel turning, wind lifting her hair like puppet strings. June whispered, "Is that Maria?" Carlos grabbed Layla's hand. "This isn't funny anymore." The girl slowly turned her head and smiled. The carousel slammed to a stop. Suddenly, the girl was gone. Just gone. The horse she sat on cracked in two with a loud snap, spilling black, oily ichor from inside. Theo threw up, but then, over by the Ferris wheel, lights blinked on, one by one, casting long shadows across the park. The wheel groaned to life and started turning on its own. Mason, wide-eyed, whispered, "She wants us to ride." And as if in a trance, they obeyed. Each of them climbed into a seat. Even Carlos, shaking, did it like something was puppeting his body. The wheel spun slowly, rising them high above the park. That's when the screaming started. Not from the friends, but from the park itself. It sounded like metal tearing, like dozens of children laughing and crying at once. Below them, shadows danced, not cast by light, moving on their own. Layla looked down at her lap. In her hand, without remembering picking it up, was a half-eaten cotton candy cone, the exact shade of pink that Maria Marlowe was last seen holding. Mason tried to leap off the ride, but his safety bar wouldn't budge. Neither would anyone else's. The wheel didn't stop. It spun faster, faster, until everything was a blur of screams, colors, and shadows. Then, darkness. They woke up on the ground near the funhouse. Except it looked different, newer. as if they'd been dropped into the past. Children ran past them dressed in 90s clothes, laughing, screaming in delight. The park was alive again, but something was off. Every face they saw was wrong. Lips too wide, eyes hollow and glassy. They were in a memory, or a trap. Inside the funhouse, mirrors lined the halls, but the reflections didn't match. Mason's reflection was grinning, even though he wasn't. June's reflection was whispering secrets she couldn't hear. Carlos's reflection reached through the glass and grabbed him. The mirrors shattered, and the girl in white was back. Standing at the center of the hall, she pointed at each of them. "You left me here," she said. "So now, you stay." Layla remembered something. Her aunt used to work at Fairbrook. She'd told her the rumor. Maria wasn't just missing. She'd been part of a ritual. The park owner, obsessed with eternal youth, had made a deal. Sacrifice a child each decade, and the park lives. But when the ritual went wrong, it broke time itself. Trapped the park in a loop. Maria became its anchor. Not dead, not alive, just stuck. And now she wanted company. One by one, the friends began to vanish. Carlos disappeared behind a mirror. Theo got dragged into the tilt-a-whirl by shadowy hands. June was pulled into the ground as if it were water. Only Layla and Mason remained. They ran, blood pounding in their ears, past laughing statues and rides moving on their own. They reached the gates, locked. Behind them, Ava stood. Behind them, Maria stood, her eyes weeping black tears. "Trade," she said. "One stays, one leaves." Mason didn't hesitate. He stepped forward. Layla screamed, "No, Mason, don't!" But it was too late. Maria took his hand. The gates creaked open. Layla ran, didn't look back. The air outside was cold, real, still. The park was silent. When she turned around, it was gone. No lights, no music, just trees. She collapsed, cried, screamed. She tried to tell people, but no one believed her. Until, months later, her phone buzzed with a video notification. It was from June's account. The title? "New footage, Fairbrook Park, We're Not Alone. Some parks are built to bring joy, others are built to keep something in. If you ever stumble on a place where laughter echoes too long, where rusted rides still move on their own, walk away, or don't. Because maybe the park is already inside you." This has been terrifying and unknown. If you want part 2, you know what to do.